Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
Yes. Back to Jerry for the flush.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support. When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bain three. Yes, sir. Desmond Bain with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
One of the things I really do like about the history of the Memphis Grizzlies is that we have people who have moved here and stayed here. I like how much some of those guys have not only made millions here and won games here, but spent real time here and raised children here.
Yes.
And become a real part of the community.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Dinosaur draft.
Give me Littlefoot.
Littlefoot's a great pick in your alternate reality.
Right.
in your fake dinosaur draft, because you don't believe in real dinosaurs. Give me a Velociraptor. It's so cute and so scary.
That's not a real Velociraptor.
That's not a chicken.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Congratulations to the Vanderbilt Commodores. They have actually hit the over on their win total for the season. Winning number 3. Their total was 2.5.
Hey, listen. If I had told you Vanderbilt was going to hit the over on their win total against Alabama,
yeah,
you guys would have kicked me off the show.
Crazy. Absolutely insane.
I tried to argue that they were going to be bowl eligible.
And I said that was good. And they still might not be.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Friday, October 25th, 2024 edition of the show. Today on the show, Gary Parrish from the Gary Parrish Show will join us in studio. At the top, we will check in with Brian Edwards from VegasInsider.com to go over his picks for the upcoming college football weekend. We'll get you ready for that. Grizzlies back in action tonight. They are playing at Houston before they come back for the home opener tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. We'll get to all the news and notes today. We'll get you ready for the weekend ahead. Gang is all here. It's a Friday. It is beautiful outside. Turn it up. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, got a ton of stuff to get to on the show today. As I mentioned, Gary Parrish is going to join us. Brian Edwards is going to join us. Before we get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Indoor Sack, Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, John Asparagus, Johnny Nick Harp, John Lance, John Pistol. He's Yogi Roser.
What's up?
Hello, John. Hello. Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe. The reporter, the photographer. He's Sir S. He's Walker 93.
Yo, what's goody? For all the people out there, I don't want you to text me and say, bro, you got tickets for tomorrow? I have a solution. Plaza party today from 4 to 6 on the big River Steel Plaza outside. There's a big-ass stage out there if you haven't seen it. First 250 adults, 18 and over, receive a free pair of opening night tickets courtesy of our boy John Moran and Nike.
What?
Yeah, our boy 12 is giving out 250 tickets from 4 to 6 today. Meet me on the plaza where that big stage is. If you want some tickets, they're going to be there.
Boy, they're making a big deal out of this Morant weekend, huh?
Yeah,
with Nike doing pop-ups for the next 3 days all around town. There's 2 different Nike pop-ups today. There's a Nike pop-up before the game tomorrow night.
There's one at 1 o'clock at Southland. I mean, I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to say what time. There's one at 4 o'clock right here for the plaza party, and then there's one tomorrow. Then on Sunday, there's like a whole like a high school showcase that he's doing at Snowden. For Nike's doing so, and for people I know they're coming down for it. Like people already reached out to me like, "Yo, I'll be in the city on Sunday," and I'm like, "Whoa."
Well, and a heads up for anybody that doesn't know, the Nightmares, the red ones he was wearing in the Utah game the other night, those dropped this morning. I went to Nike.com and they were just available. So
yeah, go cop them.
If anybody likes the red ones, the Ja 2s that came out, those are up right now. They look great too, and they've got like the Morant grill on the laces. I like the red, and they've got the spooky stuff on the back. So the Nightmares, they're called. They just dropped this morning, and they're there on the Nike website.
Yeah, I can get them right now.
Go get
130.
them right now. Yeah, go cop them right now. Yeah, I would say GP size up. Get the same size you got
half
the other
size.
Half size up.
I know. I don't understand that though.
Yeah,
Somebody told me they were true to size.
Nah, I know who told you that. Get half size up.
No,
Gary Parrish is here. Of course, you can listen to the Gary Parrish Show every morning at 10 o'clock on Grind City Media. Go buy them. I bought them this morning. They're available right now. Anyway, so Morant's doing that thing all weekend. Before we get into what?
I have a gift for you.
Oh, a gift?
I have a gift for all of y'all.
Wow, a gift?
Yes.
You're going to apologize to Klay Thompson?
Screw him.
Or Harrison Barnes for a quarter?
Screw him too. But we all know that.
What is the gift?
We all know Yuki Mania is running wild on all of us right now.
Oh, I'm the president of the Yuki fan club.
I have stumbled across some more Yuki content. The streets love Yuki. All the homies love Yuki.
Yeah, and Japan loves Yuki too, because a lot of times, like if I'll tweet something out, I get these tweets and they're in Japanese, but then it says I will give Twitter credit. They've got a translate with Google underneath it, and I can just click it. But I don't think the translation's right, because like one of the times I clicked on it and it's like, I love to see that America loves the cuteness of Yuki like we love the cuteness of Yuki.
And that was my tweet.
That's his burner account.
I appreciate the cuteness of Yuki.
This is Japanese burner.
All right, so yeah, what do you got? You got me a Yuki gift. If you got me a Kawamura jersey.
No, I don't have your Kawamura jersey, but I do have something that's probably like slightly better. Play the tape.
Play the tape. You got tape.
What?
So Yuki's just living his life, you know. Everybody wants a photo with Yuki. Just wait for it. Wait for it. They see the Yuki. Oh, hit it, Yuki!
Oh my God, not Yuki doing the gritty.
Everybody wants a photo with
That's
Yuki
right
Kawamura.
outside the practice court. Where is this?
It's right outside the practice court.
Yeah, but what?
Yuki's doing the gritty with people now?
I'm telling you, bro, the streets love Yuki Kawamura.
And yesterday, I want, since you won't apologize to Klay Thompson, I do want you to apologize to me, because yesterday, when I said, hey, I wonder if Yuki knows Ohtani, you were like, what? You think just they all know each other? Even though they happen to be super famous people from the same country, famous athletes. It is crazy that, how about this? I read an article, so of course we get done with the show, and I Googled Yuki and Ohtani, and it pops up that the Grizzlies, like during like training camp, whatever, they gave him the number 17, and then he didn't even like think anything of it, and then he was like, oh my goodness, that's Ohtani's number. And he's like, so now I have to make sure that this number is special in America. And then, of course, he made the Grizzlies after wearing 17, right? And that is oddly totally random that they gave him that 17 number. Right. But maybe it wasn't random. We'll have to ask the trainer.
A lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
We'll ask the trainer if it was random. Because, hey, what's his name? Lang was telling me yesterday. He's like, we need to find out if that was random. He's like, because the Braves called this guy up from the minor leagues who's from like Curacao or something named Tromp, and the trainer gave him number 45.
Oh, no.
So it would say Trump 45, and like he didn't like end up making it or whatever. And he's like, I guarantee you, like the guy was like super MAGA, whatever. Trump 45 is amazing. Like there's no way that's random, right?
Yeah.
There's no way that's random. But maybe it was totally random that they gave him 17, right?
I know who to ask. I'll ask and find out.
But that is Ohtani's number.
Yeah, it is. But still, it's still, yeah.
The Japanese representative for the Grizzlies, and now he's grittying with different fans.
It was only a matter of time.
It was only a matter of time.
just wait till you start doing that. He gonna hit the Dougie a little bit, bro.
All right, so we got the Houston Rockets tonight. I'll get to that here in a little bit, but I will say I watched the Rockets against their game against Charlotte the other night, and they were up 18, and then Charlotte stormed back and ended up winning. And as I told you yesterday, my first impression of the Rockets, and hopefully we get the lesser version, but you guys know this from years past. They remind me a lot of the last couple of years Pelicans when they had all their guys. That when it looks awesome, it's like holy mackerel, they've got a lot of good players. But then when it looks bad, it looks like they don't pass to each other, and it looks really disjointed, right? It's very Pelican-esque. It's a lot of guys that are good with the ball, right?
Who's going to play a role, though?
Yeah, who's going to play a role? Who's going to pass the ball?
That's how you
right,
blow 18-point leads, is because who's actually going to be the person that plays a role to try to get stops?
And you got one guy going, I got this, and another guy going, I got this. Right. And again, same way when we used to play against the Pelicans ran all over the Grizzlies a couple times over the last couple of years. And so it looks great. And then other times it looks disjointed, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. So hopefully they've still got to work out a bunch of their kinks as playing with the team, and the Grizzlies could go catch them. Because I will say this on the Grizzlies' behalf. They had 28 assists. It could have had a lot more in that game against Utah. And so if you know anything, it's not going to be a my turn, your turn, right? If anything, they overpass, right? So we'll see how they look tonight against Houston. While you're here in studio, I've got it. You went out of town right after all of this stuff. We had this crazy story take place locally with the Memphis Tiger basketball team and NIL agents and Twitter, and then it seems like all's well that ends well. This Tyreek Smith guy who Memphis had gotten was going to transfer, so they say, or he left.
Right.
And then they say, no, he's not going to leave. And then you have an NIL agent going on saying, I'm standing up for my guy and we don't run away from anything, but they've got to do right by him and whatever else. And then there was a whole nother agent that was on there saying that Memphis, scumbag place, don't send kids there and whatever. And this whole idea that Memphis commits kids, tells them they're going to give them money, and then they'll give them money. And then you ended up going to Big 12 Media Day, so I didn't get to talk to you about this. But you had said on the last show that you did in studio earlier in the week, you kind of gave details of what happened with this. And then you went to Big 12 Media Day and were met with a lot of different coaches that were appalled by the story that you knew of what had happened. So let's start at the beginning and how this all went awry and became very public.
Well, that's the thing here. Like, name, image, and likeness disputes or misunderstandings or disagreements aren't unique to Memphis. That's happening all over the country. It mostly happens behind the scenes. It gets handled behind the scenes. For it to get so public was confusing, and I think really confusing for the Memphis side. The initial implication, at least, was that Memphis had promised this young man whatever and wasn't delivering. And from the Memphis side of things, they were like, we've promised this young man exactly what's in a contract, and we have delivered. Everything's on schedule. We could hand this contract over to any judge in America. They would not say we're in violation of a contract. They might be, because there's a non-disclosure agreement in there, and they're talking publicly a lot. But, and so this information is brought to me, and it was just like, we need people to know, like, we're not.
So can you explain how this works? Because one of the things that the guy said, this NIL agent, was, hey, this isn't on Penny, this isn't on Penny. He's trying to clean up messes. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand. How does this all work? Like, what is he talking about?
There's a contract, and it guarantees Tyreek Smith a certain amount of money.
Through who?
The Memphis Collective.
Okay.
But also I was told that the money that Tyreek Smith has been promised in a contract will come from multiple places. Some of it will come from the Memphis Collective. Some of it will come from, let's just say, collective partners.
Okay.
But everything was on schedule. And this was the thing that blew me away. They had, by the time I sat in that studio the other day and said what I said, they had already given him roughly $175,000.
Which is a number that to everyone was shocking. To me, it was.
Yeah, for him.
And I was told
he didn't start against North Carolina. You can argue whether or not he should be starting. And very well, he may end up be the starter over Nick Jourdain, right? He may be underrated at this point, but this was not like some key cog in a good team at SMU. And
he played 4 years of college basketball, has never been a meaningful part of a successful team. Last year at SMU, a team that missed the tournament, finished outside of the top 70 at Ken Palm. He averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds. When I was told
$175,000.
Okay, but that's only about a third of what they owe him.
What?
Wait, they owe him more money than that?
He has a contract roughly $500,000.
What? Hold on, bro.
What?
GP.
And I'm telling you, when I went to Big 12 Media Day,
$500,000
for an 8 and 5 player.
When I took this to Big 12 Media Day, and let me just tell you, nobody outside of maybe the SEC is buying players out of the portal like the Big 12. I mean, the Big 12 is Kansas, Baylor. I mean, they're spending money. I'm telling you, Big 12 Media Day, coaches on stages, podiums. Multiple coaches pull me aside and was like, GP, what's going on in Memphis? I was like, and they go, tell me they didn't pay for $500,000 for that kid. What are they doing? It was just like if I told you, if I said, hey, man, I just got.
What is the going rate?
It's not that.
Do you think
I'd give that kid about $10,000.
Yeah, I'll give you
that's what I would.
I'll give you some Jack Pearl's
If
chicken and a slap
I'm
on the
telling
ass,
you the
bro.
truth. If I would have been told last week they agreed to pay him $175,000 total, I would have thought that seemed excessive. And $175,000 is only about a third of it. He's already cashed.
That's what you were told?
Yes.
You were told that he signed a deal.
Yeah.
For over $500,000.
I was told that 175 is approximately a third of it, so do the math on that.
And we don't have the money to pay the Pac-12 exit fee?
Because we paying.
But we got $500,000 to pay
8 and 5 players.
Am I crazy here?
Like,
is
no. Listen, like it is.
Is it just two different things and I'm conflating them and it's not fair?
I had let's just say.
But how is that real? How can you spend? Because look, I get it. It's $20 million that you got to come up with, but you got to come up with $19,500 more. Yeah, you're right. To me,
it's just way out of line with what the market should be.
That's
for a player
a
of that
one-year
caliber.
player too.
Yeah.
So that's not $500,000 for.
I had one Big 12 coach who's got a preseason ranked team.
Yeah.
And he said, I could get you 2 players better than Tyreek Smith for that amount of money.
Bro,
what are they doing?
Why are we overpaying for people, GP?
I don't. I genuinely have no answer if the question is, why would Memphis agree to pay Tyreek Smith in excess of $500,000?
But you know that's true. You would report that. That is.
I'm saying it right now.
He's saying it on this microphone.
Over $500,000?
That's what I was told.
Bro. That's OD, bro.
That's like.
So everybody thinks that's insane when they. Okay, it's not like we just have not calibrated to what the world is like now. It's just crazy.
It's just crazy.
Is it just so? Is this like what people are going and asking for him, and they like, okay, cool, we'll pay you, or was that just?
I mean, that's the thing here.
The thing?
Everybody's working in the dark. Nobody really knows what. Like
right. So the kid could say, "Oh, so and so offered me $450."
Well, that's exactly right. Well, his
life is leverage.
His mentor is on the record saying that they had another offer for $900,000, but they only took $500,000 to come to Memphis, and I'm like, Cap, like nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. Nobody.
Didn't Hunter Dickinson get $1 million?
Yeah, like Hunter Dickinson. The big thing with Hunter Dickinson when he enrolled at Kansas was like $1 million. That was an All-American.
Right. That guy,
it was Bishop Gordon,
first team All-American. Like.
Now, Hunter Dickinson, like, if you wanted to get the equivalent of Hunter Dickinson this offseason, it would cost you more than $1 million.
More, yeah.
But this number connected to Tyreek Smith is a crazy number.
So, am I supposed to believe that P.J. Haggerty got way more than that?
Well, this is the other issue.
Oh, no.
Now they know what he's making.
Now, what if you're P.J. Haggerty and you're like, hold up, this dude got $500,000?
I got $300K. What's up?
Yeah, like, and here's the ultimate problem. Nobody knows. I talked to Scott Drew about this 2 days ago.
Players you think don't know what each other get?
Nobody knows what to believe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you could say one number, like, I got $600K.
Like, here's the truth. I don't know what you make here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you know what I make here.
Yeah.
We just don't talk. We don't talk about it.
That's right.
You know college kids.
Yeah.
Though.
Okay. So, but in real life, in college basketball world, like the coaches don't know what's real and what isn't. I was talking to Scott Drew about it. I was like, so what if you had to go out and sign the #1 transfer? He's like, you don't know. It's like they can tell you it's 2, but it might be 4. You don't really know. So if you're Tyreek Smith's guy and you're telling Rick Stansberry, I got a deal for $900. I got another deal for $900, but he really wants to play for Penny and loves FedEx Forum. If you can get this, give me $525 and we're good. Then if you're Rick Stansberry, you're like, $520. All right, let's lock it in. But what if the other $900 thing wasn't even real, which I can't imagine that it was. So you just get locked into whatever deal you can get locked into. And but that seems way out of line with what's normal in college basketball. I as somebody who helped survey more than 100 coaches this offseason, asking very specific questions about NIL packages, individual players, I was blown away that this was the price connected to Tyreek Smith.
So this also makes me think, if we go back a year and we were all sitting here in utter disbelief as to why Penny and Memphis would stand by Mikey Williams, and the whole time
They were
I
probably
thought
invested for
they
millions of dollars,
probably
right.
had,
They found a couple
they
million.
had probably sent him all kinds of money, and they're just in the end, if we just say goodbye, that's just a sunk cost
It's just
completely,
money.
and we've already spent the money, right? Because you're telling me the season hasn't even begun, and that kid, let's say he walks away.
Right. There's nothing you can do.
He's already got $175,000.
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, to me, it would be
quit today, and I already got a quit.
Yeah, is there a thing that you got to pay it back if you leave?
Yeah. That's what's so complicated
That's what
about
what's
this.
Did ACOT do that?
These contracts are they are whatever you make them out to be. If you write a contract that says, and if you do not appear in games, then you must repay the money. Like whatever you want to put in a contract can be put in a contract.
It's just a Wild West for
yes,
real.
It's just But like my understanding is with this one, Tyreek Smith could have really just withdrawn from Memphis, and there's nothing there's no recourse. It's just money you've just spent.
So why were they saying that Memphis hadn't paid their debts on this?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know. That's what Memphis was so confused by. And by the way,
maybe somebody hadn't gotten
because
their
I asked
money.
somebody connected to Memphis, I'm like, why couldn't you guys just handle this behind the scenes like everybody else does?
Right.
And they said the first time we heard there was a problem was on Twitter.
Oh, for goodness sake.
We didn't know there was a problem until it's on Twitter.
When I saw the NIL agent post his video, I texted these guys immediately and I said, I'd quit.
This is why Tony Bennett retired.
I would. I'm like, dude, I can't do
That's what
this.
Tony Bennett did.
I cannot do this.
Yeah. Well, here would be my other concern as somebody who wants Memphis to do well.
Like, I'm not dealing with CAA here.
No, yeah, right.
And there's a guy on Twitter
just embarrassing my program.
A random homie, bro.
Just a guy on Twitter embarrassing my program.
And everybody's seeing it. And nobody knew.
And we've already given you 175.
And nobody knew who this person was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now he's telling everybody, don't go to Memphis because they don't. And it ain't Penny's fault.
But here would be my concern.
But they better make it right.
What does it say about the state of your program and this young man that he's disgruntled before the season even starts, and he's already cashed 175?
That's bananas.
You average 9 and 8, dog.
Bro, he'll never make.
No, 8
you ready
and
for
5.
This? I hope Tyreek Smith goes on to be the most
much.
successful member of society in the history of the planet. My guess would be he never makes more money in his life in a year than he makes in this year playing basketball at Memphis, and he was already mad. He'll never make more money than he'll make this year, and he's already mad.
Well, I mean, certainly.
That can't be a good sign.
Because I know it was last year with deal with Amir Baycott was his name? Not Baycott. What's the dude that played at Boise?
ACOT.
Like there was I don't know if it was like they got paid a certain amount of money and he just dipped out.
Oh, yeah, that can happen. There's nothing you can do.
He just dipped.
I mean, that used to happen in like below the table college basketball stuff all the time.
Oh, sure.
You take stuff from over here and then you just go over here. Sean Williams got sued over it. He was double dipping from agents while he was at Memphis. He was taking money. He was illegally taking money from this agent, legally taking money from this agent. One of the agents filed the lawsuit at like 9 a.m. It went public. Lawsuit withdrawn by noon.
And you had this, called right.
That's right.
Where by the next day they had an Instagram up.
I told you,
with him smiling at practice.
Vibes are up. I'm like, come on, bro. We know how this goes. And it's like he's like the focal point of the photos. He's like. Smiling, I'm like, yeah, bro, we know how this goes.
But I do think that could cause problems in your locker room too, because I promise you, not everybody there. There are better players on that campus, probably making less money than him, and they know it now.
How much do you think they paid Boosie to perform last night?
I mean, I don't. I just know that number, like Big 12 coaches were like, what are they? This was really the response. Like nobody trying to be mean. It was just like, what are they doing? What is like?
Why'd you go to that? Because that's the best basketball league. Is it for sure the
Honestly,
best basketball
the reason
league?
I went is CBS Sports has a Big 12 package.
Oh, they do?
So we're going to have Big 12 games on CBS Sports Network and on CBS this year.
It's the best conference, isn't it? I mean, top to bottom.
I mean, okay, I'll just put some numbers on it. They have 5 teams in the top 10 of the AP poll. First time that's ever happened, preseason AP poll.
5 of the top 10?
Yeah. Kansas, Houston, Iowa State, Baylor, Arizona.
It just means more.
Yeah, so they got 5 of the top 10.
It's so weird
preseason
to
ball.
hear. How weird does it feel to
Arizona's in the
hear
Big 12.
Arizona?
So they got 5 of the top 10, and they got nobody outside of the top 90 at KenPom. So it's strength
In the
top.
whole conference. Yeah, because even the bad ones, right? Like even the Colorados are good.
Well, this is what Bill Self would tell you. Like every league's got good teams. It's just the problem with our league, or the good thing with our league, depending on your perspective, we don't have any bad ones. So when you're on the road against the last place team, if you do that in the SEC, you're going and playing some bad South Carolina team in front of 6,000 people. If you're on the road in the Big 12, you go to play the last place team, they're still, top 90 team in the country, and the place is sold out. Like the reason I went, honestly,
it just means more.
I just went to represent CBS Sports as like, hey, I'm here. We're really excited to have you guys. I was like an ambassador almost.
Is a basketball media day still a huge deal?
This was the biggest deal.
It was the biggest deal.
It was at T-Mobile Center. They had a big stage. They do it.
What the heck?
I mean, they had a DJ in between press conferences.
A DJ?
Oh yeah, he'd play like that, and then go right into Not Like Us.
For who? For y'all?
Yeah, the player. All
the players. Okay.
Every team has 3 players. The coaches come. There's the Radio Row. It's a big thing.
The AAC had theirs in a hallway.
Yeah,
in the middle of like a conference building
in a
hotel.
know like what Grizzlies Media Day looks like over here, right?
Yep.
Take that times 50. That's what it looks like.
What?
Yeah, and it's just good to be there. But why was I there? Mostly just to be like,
because hey, we're glad you're going to be on CBS this year and whatever else.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gary Parrish.
But they're supposed to be awesome. The whole conference is supposed to be awesome.
It should be the best conference in the SEC is going to be really good too. So it'll be one of them. SEC and the Big 12. But I think the Big 12's got more national championship contenders than.
When's like the first big thing that we're going to have to tune into?
The Big 12 SEC Challenge.
Are they still doing the Champions Classic thing?
Yeah. Champions Classic is that first week. So
because Memphis starts November 3rd,
4th. It's a Monday night. Okay. You get Memphis and Missouri. That night,
is Missouri supposed to be okay?
They'll be okay. Okay.
What
that night, you get Baylor Gonzaga at 10:30 after Monday Night Football. So Monday Night Football goes off. You go to Sports Center.
Rematch of the national championship where they just pumped those dudes.
Oh my god,
that thing was over so fast.
Killed them.
And what's so crazy is you go back and look at. I don't know if any of those Baylor kids are NBA players. I know that Davion Mitchell's still on a team.
Butler ain't.
Jared Butler's still on a team.
Jared Butler's been on the team.
I mean,
but barely on a team.
Yeah, and same with Mitchell. Mitchell's not going to have like some kind of 12-year career.
My guy out there in Canada right now. They shipped his ass off.
Dennis Gates, the head coach at Missouri.
Yeah.
I was wondering. That's what I was thinking when you said they started against Missouri. I was like, who is their coach?
So Baylor Gonzaga is the first.
That's the first big game.
What are they doing? Like the Kentucky versus Michigan State, North Carolina.
Yeah, Champions Classic. I think it's the following week.
Okay.
So maybe that following Tuesday.
So that's when everybody really gets going. Is whenever that goes.
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out if. Yeah, it's Tuesday, November 12th, Champions Classic down in Atlanta. Kansas, Michigan State is the first game. Kentucky, Duke in the nightcap.
That kind of marks it. Usually,
yeah, that'll be like
right?
the first Cooper Flag against Kentucky on ESPN.
Is that the first time he's on national TV?
No, because everything they do is on national TV. But that's the first big game.
Is that and that's Mark Pope? That's his. That'll be his first
big game.
Oh wow,
it's here.
How's his team? What are they going to be?
They're preseason top 25.
Okay.
It's just like whether it's Kentucky, Arkansas, Louisville.
They're going to jump them so fast.
Anytime those schools with those resources now have a coaching change, just go out and buy a team overnight. Might not be the best team, but you can buy the idea that you're ever going to see.
You get Tyreek Smith for $500,000.
Like, I promise you, there's a starter at Arkansas that Cal bought out of the portal for less than Tyreek Smith.
I am mortified at that number.
No, I am too.
It's a crazy number.
I'm kind of pissed off about it. I'm like high-key mad about it.
Well, that's where you really, Memphis doesn't have one of these, but this is why Duke does.
They do now, right?
Isn't that manager.
No, but that's what Tim Duncan's supposed to be doing, right? He's like head of basketball.
Yeah, but that's
or whatever.
not really. He's more of like a liaison between Penny and the athletic department. Yeah. Like you need somebody, honestly, who understands the market well enough to go, that is a big overpay. Offer them 125 and tell them take it or leave it and see what happens. I can't imagine somebody was really offering more than $500,000 for Tyreek Smith. That's crazy.
Right.
We just never know the numbers. I wonder what. I wonder what any of the. I wonder if Seth Hennigan sees that as like, what the. I wonder what a guy like
I think there's a decent chance that Tyreek Smith is making more money than Seth Hennigan.
I don't think so, because Hennigan probably got offered to get to try. What happens with him is life is leverage. If you're a 3-year starter like that that's successful, then the big schools did probably offer you $1 million to leave.
Maybe having Gucci shoes on.
Maybe, but forget what I think of it. I'm telling you, Big 12 coaches saw my tweet and pulled me aside and were like, "What?"
The fact that he's already pocketed 175 before the season is also appalling to me.
It'd be like if I saw you pull up in a new Toyota Camry, and I'd be like, "I like your new Toyota Camry," and you're like, "Yeah, I paid, got it for $400,000." I'd be like, "What? You paid $400,000 for a Toyota? What?"
Damn, bro. Yeah, Chevy Impala.
Yeah, like what? What did you do? That is not what that costs.
Bro, you got 400 miles on it.
That is not what that costs.
It's not a cyber truck.
Yeah, 300 miles on it. Got bad oil, couple bad tires on it.
You spent what?
You paid what for that?
Yeah, oh my God, that's crazy.
I mean, maybe Tyreek Smith is the best example of the inflation problem that we got.
Oh my God.
Forget what a gallon of milk costs. What do you think a Tyreek Smith costs these days? Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, thanks, Biden.
That's crazy. Hey, how long will it take? Because the numbers out about him. Well, dudes start doing because these college kids, bro, they're gonna be pocket watching. Mm-hmm. Like a story come out to dudes like mad because somebody's making this much.
For sure.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know if a story will come out, but I imagine there was somebody and somebody's mentor / agent who is like, they told us they didn't have any more money and they paid him $500 and whatever. Like there's of course that goes on.
You also got to worry about getting robbed.
Tyreek,
you don't want that broadcasted everywhere.
Tyreek can't walk around.
Rich guy.
I dare you to pop up in a Balenciaga
shirt. He'll be popping around town. So it'd be like, "Hey, are you Tyreek Smith?"
No.
He's like, "Oh yeah, you need a selfie." No, you know what I need. You know what I need.
I heard you making $500K to do nothing.
8 and 5.
Run me them pockets,
you
buddy.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, Gary, enjoy your weekend.
I see it.
Be back after this.
I'm about to slide to I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna give y'all a report.
He's gonna go do the reporting on the job pop-up.
Yeah, I'm gonna send y'all some photos. I'm gonna tell you if it's actually exclusive because they said it's exclusive. So.
All right, let us know. All right, we're back after this. Chris Vernon Show.
We got to talk about Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie has inked that contract. He is now officially off the two-way. He is a member of the regular rotation.
Well-deserved, from my opinion. He straight up earned this one from all the time put in last season with the injuries to Summer League.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizz Beat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
John Cena was spilling life lessons on this stream, bro. So the best thing I watched all week, John Cena on the Cassinet stream. By the way, he stole your hairdo. You got to make a phone call.
I was about to say, you showed me a little bit of this clip because I saw the messy room, and the only thing I could see is John Cena's hair. I mean, come on, bro.
He stole your bar.
It's literally identical.
He stole your flow, bar for bar, word for word.
How is mine more gray than his, though?
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
Back to Jared for the 5
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bain three. Yes, sir. Desmond Bain with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Congratulations to the Vanderbilt Commodores. They have actually hit the over on their win total for the season, winning number 3. Their total was 2.5.
Hey, listen. If I had told you Vanderbilt was going to hit the over on their win total against Alabama, you guys would have kicked me off the show.
Crazy. Absolutely insane.
I tried to argue that they were going to be bowl eligible.
And I said that was good. And they still might not be.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Dinosaur draft.
Give me Littlefoot.
Littlefoot's a great pick
It
in your
is.
alternate
Damn
reality.
right.
in your fake dinosaur draft because
I'm
you don't
sorry.
believe in real
I'm sorry.
dinosaurs. Give me a velociraptor. It's so cute and so scary.
That's
I'm
not a
sorry.
real
That's not a
velociraptor.
chicken.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
At Southland Casino Hotel, it's time to work hard, play hard with our $500,000 giveaway. Earn entries October through November 9th and take home free play and amazing prizes on select Saturdays, including a big rig. Stay connected on social media for weekly drawing clues. Join us November 9th for the grand finale drawing where you could drive off in a four-wheeler, side-by-side, or big rig. Work hard and play harder at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Hot Wheels fans, don't miss the exciting return of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party at FedEx Forum. Don't miss the world premiere of Scalosaurus. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Gungster, Bone Shaker, and the legendary Bigfoot. Plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And save up to 50% on kids' tickets. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience at FedEx Forum, November 2nd and 3rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you.
All right, we're back. Tomorrow night is the Grizzlies' home opener against the Orlando Magic. Not an easy one, to say the least, especially on the second night of a back-to-back. We've seen the Magic
They
once.
are too. They'll be the same spot we are, second night of a back-to-back, 3 and 4 nights.
They were in a 4-point game against the Miami Heat and then came out in the third quarter and got every stop under the sun and beat them by like 20 points in the quarter, like 39-18 or something, and the rest was elementary. So that is the team they are going to be playing tomorrow night, Orlando. There is going to be a big party on the plaza leading up to the game. There is also going to be a Nike pop-up out there with the new Morant stuff. Also, first, how many is it? 10,000?
Yeah, 10,000.
Get
10K.
This Grizzlies bucket hat. Look at this. And it's reversible.
Yeah, it's reversible.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this joint. Oh, my God.
What's up, bro?
Oh, my God.
What's up, bro?
Oh, my God. There you go. Bucket hat. Reversible bucket hat tomorrow night for the first 10,000 in attendance at the Grizzlies Orlando game. There's a big college football weekend ahead. Last night there was one game that – between the NBA games going on TNT and then the NFL game that was going on, which saw the Rams beat the Vikings, the college game goes way under the radar. But Pittsburgh is undefeated and mashed Syracuse last night, 41-13. in a game that was played last night.
Have a note on it.
Okay.
Have a note on this game.
Let me hear it. Kyle McCord's 5 picks.
2 times in the last 5 years, an FBS team has returned multiple interceptions in the first quarter for touchdowns. Pitt did it both times.
Oh, wow.
Last night and then in 2022 at Virginia. Had 2 pick sixes in the first quarter.
That's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, they won. In terms of the slate for tomorrow, we got Nebraska versus Ohio State. I mean, this one got dudded because of Nebraska getting destroyed by Indiana last week. So we will see if the ruler can get his troops together. They're catching 25? I think it was plus 25 against Ohio State. But, I mean, they just got mangled by that Indiana team last week that has been a truck. So that one, might have looked – it looked a lot better going into last week. And then by virtue of that Indiana game, it's like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
But that's a clunker. But anyway, that'll be a big Fox game. That'll be on at 11 o'clock. So that's the 11 o'clock game. Also at 11 o'clock on ABC is going to be Notre Dame versus Navy. So this is an interesting one. Do we want Navy to beat them because that makes the conference look so much better? Or makes the Memphis loss look even better? Because Navy has obviously not lost any games this year, and one of those wins is the Tigers' only loss of the season. And so now they're playing against Notre Dame this weekend. It was not going to affect the conference standings at all. And so are we rooting for Navy?
I am.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
I think it makes us look better.
I'm just rooting for Navy because it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And I'll be rooting for Army when they play Notre Dame in a couple of weeks. I'll be rooting for Army.
Have you seen the conspiracy thing going around?
No.
Not a conspiracy, just people making jokes. There's a video, and it's a guy that obviously it's like a joke video, but he's not joking in the video, and he's like, I can't remember who retweeted it or whatever, but the guy's like, so you're telling me that there was a massive scandal last year where everybody was alerted about stealing signs and about stealing game plans. And then the next season, Army and Navy are undefeated. I was like,
Yeah.
It was crazy. If you go back and watch that, it's not 30 for 30. What do they call them? Untold.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Connor Stallions one. They talk about how Connor Stallions was at Navy during their best 3-year run or whatever that they had, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, Memphis had 600 and something yards against Navy, so they weren't
right.
It
Don't
really matter what they were stealing. But yeah, so Navy plays against Notre Dame, and that would kill Notre Dame's playoff chances.
It
so
would.
That actually is a fun game.
The Northern, because the Northern Illinois loss is such a bad loss that Notre Dame can't take a second one. I would imagine
they cannot take it. They cannot lose to Navy, right?
Notre Dame can't lose to. Yeah, I mean they've got Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and USC left.
Ole Miss, Oklahoma is tomorrow. I mean, Oklahoma, look, to me, obviously, Ole Miss cannot afford any more losses, even though they're probably going to take another loss. Oklahoma, you fire your offensive coordinator, and it's like, but this drops them to 500. 8 games into the season, Oklahoma's 500 if they lose to Ole Miss.
Some teams do, some teams don't. Oklahoma's staying in Memphis.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they've been staying here. I know someone who has a very good friend who's on their staff.
Oh,
so they've been staying. They stayed in Memphis.
How about that? Yeah. All right, got Oregon, Illinois That's actually fun just because you see if Illinois can kind of hold up. Illinois had some really good wins this year, and they're catching over 3 touchdowns. You know, I like that quarterback, Altmaier. And, you know, just a few weeks ago, Illinois, their only loss was that Penn State game that they lost at Penn State. But, you know, they proved their worth in that slugfest against Michigan. Obviously, they've got a tremendous amount of controversy going out of Penn State now. But they but when they played them, that was Illinois' only loss, and now they have they've got the chance to prove themselves against Oregon, where they're catching over 3 touchdowns, and so kind of I don't think that speaks to how much people aren't giving Illinois credit as much as how great people think Oregon is.
Yeah,
you know, and especially at home. But I would not be surprised if Illinois hung with them for a while, because I think Illinois is pretty tough, and I know they've got some good defensive players, and I like the quarterback. Other games that are tomorrow, Alabama has to try to rebound or lick their wounds after losing to Tennessee. They play against Missouri, and just a massive number. I mean, Missouri was like a top 10 team just a week ago.
So something happened. This line was 13.5 like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Brady Cook may not play.
Okay.
So that's why it shot up like to 17.5.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and I think the running back's going to be out too.
A sneaky one that I'm super interested in is Vandy, Texas. Just because we saw, right? I think we keep waiting for Vandy to not be that good, but they should have won that Missouri game. Like, Vandy should be 6-1 right now.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, I guess you could say
they
could have very well beat Georgia State, right? But after the Alabama game, I think there was a letdown expected, and then they beat Kentucky, and then last week they looked meh against Ball State. But you've got to know that the next game was Texas, and so it's got to be the best environment that they've had at Vandy since James Franklin tomorrow in their Texas game. In terms of the other games, LSU A&M is really good. Did you see that clip going around with Tom McShay's got a new show at The Ringer, and he's got a new podcast at The Ringer, and he had on David Pollack, and David Pollack was on with them, and he was like, hey, I want to hear what you have to say about this, Mr. Draft Guy. He goes, I want to see, David Pollack says to McShay, I want to see what you have to say about this, Mr. Draft Guy, because I'm going to say something that I really believe, and we're going to find out what you think about this, Mr. Draft Guy, Mr. Draft Guru. And he goes, Nussmeier is the best quarterback in the SEC by a wide margin.
Ooh.
As a pro. And I was like, there's a take. And then McShay's like, I'm not gonna argue with you about this. He's like, I love Nussmeier. And I was like, wow, we're really talking up Nussmeier. And so that's a huge game for them at Texas A&M this weekend as well. We got some good ones. This weekend.
Yeah, I thought about the Texas A&M thing because it's like, I don't really know the Wegman kid, because I didn't see the Mississippi State game last week, and I saw the Missouri game. And he was awesome in the Missouri game. But he didn't throw any touchdowns in that game, and they scored 41 points. And he threw 1 touchdown and 2 picks against Mississippi State last week. And it's like, I don't know. I have no idea on LSU, Texas A&M. Like, no clue on that game.
Well, the line's 1.
I know. It's, yeah.
So nobody knows. Nobody has a clue on that. Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider joins us weekly. He joins us now. Brian!
What's happening, fellas?
Hey, buddy. All right, let's get right into it. College football this weekend. What is your favorite bet you're making?
Let's go with Cincinnati, the Bearcats, plus 6.5 at last look. Let me check that, because the line was on the move this morning. Unfortunately, I had already played it at 5.5, but no problem. 6.5. I mean, I'm going to add some more and buy the half point to 7. So the Bearcats have won 4 of their last 5, going 4-0-1 against the spread. But, you know, they could easily be undefeated. They lost a 27-10 lead with less than a minute left in the third quarter against Pitt, lost that game 28-27. And the game at Texas Tech, which is that push here recently, it was a cover for me. I had them early in the week +4. They missed 2 field goals in that game, and Sorsby threw a pick 6. So, but Sorsby's been great. 67.2 completion percentage, 1,928 passing yards, 13-4 TDI&T ratio, and 6 rushing touchdowns. So, both of these teams are playing really well. And 2 of the bigger surprises, but I think it's a toss-up game. I'll go Bearcats +6.5 or 7.
You like this Cincinnati team, huh?
They've been good to me, man. They've been real good to me.
Yeah, they have been good to you this year. All right, Cincinnati as the first game. What do you got for the second one?
All right, let's go with Vandy.
We were just talking about this. Yeah. We didn't know what to make of it, but they've hung tough. Everybody keeps waiting for Vandy to not be good, but – you know, I got to imagine this is going to be as good a crowd as they've had since the Franklin run.
Yeah, but I still think there'll probably be more Texas fans. Wouldn't you think they will come to Nashville in droves?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyhow, it's a good road trip, but I actually think there will be more Vanderbilt support than they've had since James Franklin was there.
No doubt. And they've been a double-digit underdog 4 times this year. They're 4-0 against the spread, 3 outright wins. Pavia's playing great, 11-1 TDI&T ratio. He's got a team-high 470 rushing yards. The defense vastly improved, number 40 in the nation in total D, 38 against the run. And, you know, Texas just had its rivalry game with Oklahoma 2 weeks ago, and then the Georgia game. And you look back at their schedule, you know, the win over Michigan's not aging well, and that was their only road game they've played, and it seems like a little bit of a flat spot. I'll go with Vandy catching 18 or 18.5.
You think after playing in the Red River Shootout and then Georgia back-to-back weeks that going to Vandy is a flat spot?
I would say so.
I mean, the only devil's advocate to that is that it could be a get-back game. Right, you're pissed off because you just got humiliated on national TV, and so now you're going to take it out on somebody you can take it out on. That would be the only thing.
Right. Vandy got some good.
We have seen some of those, right? We've seen some of those where the team that got. We saw it, the biggest one was the Notre Dame one. They lost to Northern Illinois, and then the next week they beat Purdue by like 1,000.
Oh my God!
Right? It was like, okay, they were pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beatdown, big time.
Okay, so you like Vandy though? You like them catching the 18.5 against Texas?
I do.
All right, Cincinnati and Vandy we've got so far. What else we like?
So I'm not against laying the big number with the Hurricanes, but I would just rather go team total over 37.5. So Miami has scored 41, 56, 62, 50, 38, 39, and 52 in their 7 games. They're averaging 48.3 points per game. They're number 1 in the nation in total offense and passing yards, number 2 in scoring. Cam Ward, 24-5 TDI&T ratio. Now, the Noles have only given up more than 29 once. They gave that up to SMU. But, I mean, I don't think Miami is going to take their foot off the accelerator regardless of how big a lead they get. And, I mean, I just think they get at least 38, probably more like 45, 48.
And you certainly got to worry about, after the Duke game, are they letting go of the rope? Right? Because it's like, I don't think, are they out? It was at the last one to get out of bowl contention. I guess they'd have to win out the rest of the way, right? They could theoretically go 6-6. Are they 1-6?
I think so. Let me check that.
Yeah, so they are in a Florida State's in a must-win. They're in a must-win situation the rest of the way. But, man, if they'll lose this week, and that's when you've really got to worry. Anytime that you can't even make a bowl game anymore, but even then, I mean, these kids were supposed to be playing in the national championship a year ago, and now what? Right. I'm gonna fight my ass off to go to the Mobile
Shreveport.
Bowl. Yeah, right. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the greatest thing in the world. Yeah.
Nope.
All right, so you like Miami's team total. What's the line on that game? Are they like
21?
21. Oh, wow, I thought it was more than that. Okay, 21.
I'm not against laying 21. I just like the team total over better.
Yeah, right. Like the team total. All right. So you like Cincinnati, you like Vandy, you like this Miami team total. What else you got?
Man, I'm going to go with Indiana again. So the backup, obviously Curtis Rourke's out, but the backup, Taven Jackson, looked good last week. And, he's got a a similar skill set. He can run it a little better. And Indiana's just on fire. They've been good to me like the Bearcats. I'm not as bullish on them this week, because without Rourke. But, I mean, they're just a good overall team. I mean, their stats are great on offense, defense. And Washington is traveling east. Let's see.
And you're probably catching a little line value simply because of the quarterback thing, if you really just believe in Cignetti. But I will tell you that when at James Madison, Phil Steele-Wett was one of the things that stood out to me before the season when he was super high on Indiana and super high on Cignetti. He said when he was the coach at James Madison, I remember asking him, at one point he had lost his quarterback there or whatever, and he told him, he's like, Phil, go back and look. Every quarterback I've ever had has won Offensive Player of the Year. Has won, like, the conference MVP. Basically, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've
made me like it even more.
I've had all manner of them, and every one of them. Go look. They've all won. Whatever conference I've been in, my quarterback is the conference player of the year. And
Google me. I win.
I was like, damn, dog. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're probably catching because I think a reasonable rationale is, oh, my God, they're without their quarterback. You got to ding them a little bit. But it might not matter with this guy. Dude, they crushed Nebraska. Like, that was crazy. Crushed them. It was over fast.
And Cignetti this is also a get-back spot. Because last year, the only loss they took in the regular season was College Game Day at James Madison. They lost to Appalachian State.
Oh.
And College Game Day was there, and they lost.
This is Game Day?
This is Game Day.
Yep.
It's in Bloomington.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about that? I didn't realize that's College Game Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I mean, you don't think a coach makes a difference? My God. He's ruining this for everybody, truly. I mean, you got freaking College Game Day midway through the season at Indiana.
Hey, they've never won 10 ever, and they've only won 9 twice in 43 and I think either 65 or 67. So, and they're 7-0 right now.
Jeez Louise.
I think I want him more than I want Lane Kiffin.
Well, you might have to fight Oklahoma for him.
Ooh.
Right? If I'm Oklahoma, wouldn't I go ahead and do that? Especially now that I'm in the SEC. If I'm Oklahoma, boy, I'd be fighting for him. Right? I mean, they're about to go 4-4. They get their ass kicked by Ole Miss this week. They may be done with that Venables thing.
Yep.
Especially when their quarterback is on the #1 team in the country. I mean, that's the worst thing that could have ever happened to him, truly. For his team to suck and the #1 team in the country be quarterbacked by the guy that should be your quarterback.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's terrible. Terrible. Wow, I didn't realize College Game Day was there. I didn't catch that. They're in Bloomington, huh? So they're going to be in Bloomington, and I guess that is Big Fox. They're going to be at that Ohio State-Nebraska game, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
That's the game they have. All right. What do you got next?
All right, let's go NFL, and let's go Detroit Lions. Team total over 27.5. So the Lions have scored 31, 47, and 42 in the last 3 games. Jared Goff, 58 of 68, 887 yards, 7 touchdowns, no picks in the last 3 games. They're on fire. They're averaging 30.3 points per game for the season. And, I think I would take their team total over 27.5 against anybody, and they're at home against the Titans.
Now, they're going to be without Williams, right?
Yeah.
Jameson Williams.
He's about to get suspended.
So that is a thing. That is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Because he is tough matchup, brother.
They are loaded, though.
They are loaded.
They are loaded.
All right, see, and they're at home.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the Titans.
And it's the Titans. You might very well get a defensive touchdown on that one.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they do.
You get the ball. You get the ball back a lot against them, right? So you get a lot more chances.
Brian, what would you make a Panthers-Titans game?
Neutral field or where at?
And how? Say a neutral field. Panthers-Titans. Yeah.
Is Dalton out? Is Dalton out or Bryce playing?
Does that matter?
Stop
acting like you're adjusting the line because of Andy Dalton.
Let's say it's Bryce Young against Will Levis.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to make the Titans -1.5 or 2.
Wow.
Wow, you think Bryce Young's that bad? What if Dalton was playing? What would it be?
Pick 'em.
Like one, or
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
That's hilarious.
one or pick 'em. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about this NFL weekend? Our two teams play against each other, and we have not spoken about it at all.
Because we both hate our teams.
We both hate our teams.
We both hate our
We're
teams.
We're already to that point in the season. We're 6 weeks into the season, and we both think our team sucks. So we don't even want to talk. He doesn't want to talk crazy to me, and I don't want to talk crazy to him.
Chris is like, my team sucks, and I'm like, my team sucks.
And so this is a disaster. We had it circled, Cowboys versus 49ers, and now we get to the friggin' week of the season, and neither of us want to say anything about it.
It's like,
we haven't even spoken about the game, Brian.
No.
Unbelievable. We haven't even spoken about it. What's the line?
4.
Take the Niners.
It's down. The Cowboys' money came in. It was like 5.5.
Great. Well, I promise it wasn't mine.
Hey, Debo Samuel was in the hospital on Tuesday, and like now he's. I don't.
I'm going to promise you
the
it
latest
wasn't
on
my
Debo?
money that came in.
What's the latest on Debo,
I
Roser?
have no idea.
He's probably going to have 200 all-purpose yards with pneumonia.
I don't know.
Against my team.
I don't know. I know Kittle's hurt. I know Jordan Mason's, but I don't know who's going to. I don't think Juwan Jennings is playing. Ayuk's obviously out for the year. I don't know if Debo's playing. I saw Micah's not going to play, but I think Bland's going to for y'all.
So Marcus Lawrence isn't playing.
Yeah. I don't know. I did see this. It was like passing grades for the 49ers, like offensive line. Trent Williams is like 50 is average. Trent Williams is at 73, which is not great for him. He was like 97 last year. Everybody else in our offensive line is like freaking in the 20s and 30s. Like they are so bad at blocking.
Trent Williams was 97 in punch power.
He's great at punching you. I don't know, dude. I think.
It's sad we've gotten to week 6 or 7 and we don't even want to talk.
I'm so excited for our bye week next week.
Oh man, open dates are so underrated these days.
I had it last week. It was euphoric.
Right?
Yeah. It was great. I absolutely loved it. It was the best.
All my teams suck too, fellas.
Oh yeah, you guys are playing against the Bucks this weekend, right?
Yep.
But they don't have Chris Godwin anymore, and they had some guys now.
Evans is out for a month. So hey, I got one more. Commanders plus the 3.
Even without Daniels, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Mariota looked great last week.
He was dealing.
He was, man.
So Jaden Daniels, system quarterback.
Well, hey, Mariota's a poor man's version of Jaden, right? I mean, similar skill set.
Do you mean like Jaden
poor
Daniels
man's version?
What? They both take snaps from the center?
Well, no, I'm just saying Kingsbury's offense is, a dual threat quarterback. I think it works. So the Bears, so they've won 3 in a row, both straight up in ATS, but they were playing the Rams, Panthers, and Jags, who have a combined record of 5-15 or 6-15 since the Rams won last night. And the Bears have played on the road just twice, 0-2 straight up, 0-1 ATS. And I thought Mariota looked good, man. Washington home dog. I'll take him.
All right, so you you're sticking with your Commanders, as it were. Look, they've been doing good for you. You pick
5-0-1,
right?
5-0-1 the last 6, and then I
ride it till it crashes.
I played Denver on Monday. I bought it from 7.5 to 7, but it's up to 11 now, so I can't really recommend that. Yeah.
All right, and you said what is this UFC you were trying to tell us about?
So it's UFC 308. They're over in Abu Dhabi. So the main card's in the afternoon. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. There's 2 just absolutely can't miss fights. Max Holloway is fighting the new featherweight champ, Ilia Topuria. Topuria is heavily favored, minus 250. So, I mean, I can understand people getting excited for Max at, plus 200 or plus 220 at Bet Rivers. But, man, this Topuria guy is a monster, man. I don't know if it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I heard. The reason I was kind of interested in this. Ariel Helwani is amazing at selling these fights, and
right.
He was on Simmons' pod, and he brought it. So is this guy like this featherweight guy? He's like Conor McGregor, kind of like he talks.
Oh yeah, he's undefeated.
He talks crazy.
He talks trash galore, and he's from Spain, and he's a badass.
Oh, okay.
And there's another guy fighting in this who has one eye.
Wait,
come on.
There's a guy fighting in this card who has one. Who fights on this card who has one eye.
Like a cyclops?
He's got a glass eye.
No. He's actually got two eyes.
He's got a
but one of them is incapacitated.
They call him apparently they call him the. This is what Hawani was saying. They call him the pirate. He can only fight when the UFC does these events in the Middle East because none of the fighting commissions in the United States they won't clear him.
Hold on.
They will not. Clear
I didn't
him
know this.
Yeah, they will not clear him to fight over here. I cannot remember his name. I mean, he's not from America.
Hold on.
He's not from America.
You say they call him the pirate?
That's what Ariel Hawani said. I'm listening to this podcast this morning, and I'm like really interested in this. This is amazing. There's a guy with he's got.
It's Shara. I didn't know it was Shara is the guy that has. Okay, this guy's really.
Magomedov.
Yeah, he's
Magomedov.
He's really good.
Magomedov.
Yeah. He has a glass eye.
Yeah, he's awesome too. He's got awesome kicks.
It says right here, quote. I am a pirate who travels all seas. What the hell?
Yeah.
Shara?
And he was saying that this is what Hawani said. He said you don't see him in America at the UFC events because he can't. I mean, he could be at him, but he can't fight because, like New York, Nevada, the Athletic, they're not going to clear him to fight with just a glass. With he's got one glass eye.
Bro, it said he started his combat sports career with boxing, where he had considerable success. After relocating to Moscow, he switched to Muay Thai, and he flourished and won the Russian championship. He suffered an injury to his right eye in 2016, and due to a lack of care, the condition worsened and required 8 surgeries over the course of a year and a half.
Wow.
What?
He's 14-0 and 3-0 in the UFC, and I've watched him at least twice. He's good.
And then there's another guy.
Oh God, the next thing underneath the eye story is shopping. This is on his Wikipedia. Yeah. Shopping center attack.
Oh gosh.
And it says Magomedov, or whatever you say his name is, was involved in an assault at a shopping center in 2022. He verbally took offense to a man and a woman kissing in front of him in an elevator, on an escalator. Then afterwards, the man punched Magomedov in the face. Bystanders separated them, and he walked out to an exit. Moments later, camera footage shows he's waited on the man at the exit, where he punched him and stomped on his head. What the hell?
Yikes.
Boy, you want to talk about punching the wrong guy. Buddy. Don't be punching no UFC fighters.
And then there's the featherweight fight, the Laron Murphy, or what? Is he the guy? He got shot in the face.
Oh God, shot in the face.
So he said the bullet went through his cheek, through the other cheek.
Oh my God.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
They got some rough dudes fighting this weekend.
That's right.
I know. I was like,
that's right.
So is this just like all the guys they couldn't commission, so they took them over to Abu Dhabi and they're just gonna let them beat each other's asses?
They'll let them fight.
Yeah,
they don't care. They'll let them fight over there.
Put the guy with the one eye versus the guy that got shot in the face.
Hey, the co-main event's going to be awesome, too. Are y'all familiar with Khamzat Chimaev?
No.
The wrestler?
Oh, yes. Chimaev.
He's undefeated, and he's fighting Robert Whitaker, and Whitaker's off a really good knockout win, and Whitaker's a monster, man. It's going to be a great fight. Chimaev's like minus 250, I think. But I really don't have any bets that I love.
It's just a good card. You like the card?
You like the card. You think it's a really good card. And this is tomorrow, right? Saturday?
2 p.m. Eastern, main card starts.
Okay. So 1 o'clock our time in the afternoon. College football slate's not, like, amazing tomorrow. It's so.
Not amazing.
You could order UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, we'll catch up with you next week. Thanks, brother.
All right, fellas. Thanks, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Brian Edwards from VegasInsider.com joins us weekly. Yeah, that's crazy about the guy with the one eye. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think that's like it's just be really hard to fight. Like, you see the punch coming from,
Yeah. One thing that I did want to mention that we did not, and I should have mentioned it when we had Gary on. Over the course of the past couple of years, through the G League and him being in studio with us when he came to Memphis, and then I ran back into him and hung out with him for a bit in Las Vegas, that I've quasi gotten to know Sharif Abdur-Rahim and his little brother, who bust on the scenes for the unbelievable job that he did at Kennesaw State a couple of years ago. He's also the guy that played a huge role in getting Anthony Edwards to Georgia and then became a head coach and pulled off the incredible at Kennesaw. And then he went down from there and he got that job after they made the NCAA tournament, got that job at South Florida. And that was just so shocking and so depressing yesterday to see that news that he had passed away. Amir Abdur-Rahim, one of the brightest young head coaches in college basketball, 43 years old. And as the story goes, he was undergoing a medical procedure in a hospital near Tampa, and he died due to complications that arose from said medical procedure that he was getting done. And so he was 43 years old. And I mean, this is one of those guys that obviously last year that South Florida team had one of the biggest turnarounds in the country. They went, he immediately took that thing over, and they won 25 games, and they won the American Athletic Conference regular season title. And then prior to that, the school, South Florida, had never finished over 500 in the AAC and had ended above 500 overall once since 2012. And he won AAC Coach of the Year last year. And they were also ranked in the top 25 for the first time in school history. Like, he had done that immediately at South Florida. Wow. Absolutely incredible. And then 43 years old, getting a medical procedure done at a hospital yesterday, and he passes away. I mean, that was just absolutely heartbreaking. Man. And, I think the world of Sharif Abdur-Rahim, he's a, Grizzlies legend, right? Obviously, he did not play in a Memphis uniform, but he's the commissioner of the G League. He's been around here. That's how we met him, through the Memphis Hustle. I think a lot of him. And then, as I told you, when I went to the in-season tournament last year in Las Vegas, I happened to run into Sharif and talked to him for a long time. I know he's super, super proud of his brother and the job that he was doing at South Florida. And, I mean, this guy he was at Kennesaw for 4 years and led them to an NCAA tournament appearance, which was like this. It was lauded as one of the most unbelievable rebuilds that people had seen at a school when he was given that opportunity. And then, of course, he was doing it at South Florida, like, immediately. Just crushing, man. Absolutely crushing. It's one of those where, we always talk about this, how you have to constantly, we are constantly reminded that nothing is promised to us. Yeah. And you see something like this, and it's like, he had whole life in front of him, 43 years old. I mean, this guy's younger than I am.
Yeah.
He's 43 years old. And you would never in a million years consider that he would be gone. And now he's gone. And so thoughts and prayers certainly to the entire South Florida family, as well as Sharif Abdur-Rahim and their Abdur-Rahim family. This guy was a big player in the Atlanta basketball scene for some time, and then got his chance to prove his worth as a college basketball coach, and could not have been better. And I think when people, like, sometimes it can be overstated when people say, like, what type of coach, like, one of the brightest coaches or whatever. I mean, like, this guy, if there was anybody that you were going to get a future on, if you're laying down, like, which college basketball coach is going to be able to build something intensely special and will get one of these massive jobs in no time, it was this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And now it's all over. So super scary stuff and super depressing stuff yesterday on the Abdur-Rahim front. The Grizzlies are going to be playing tonight in Houston. We have only gotten to see them one time. We gave all our thoughts yesterday about what took place against the Utah Jazz, and I will say I probably would have been a little more, maybe a little harder on what I saw from the Houston Rockets in that Charlotte game, if not for the fact that they're playing against the Grizzlies tonight, right? Because it is one of those where it's like as soon as you say one thing, that it's like, oh, I'm going to eat all of those words, because I am well aware that they can look absolutely fantastic at these. They can look absolutely fantastic when it all works. Yeah, it's very, very Pelicans-esque, and it's very and a lot of these teams are the same way, where they've got a bunch of guys that a bunch of guys that are trying to make a name for themselves, but you can't figure out, like, how does it all work, get it all function as a cohesive unit while playing on the same court with each other. And now I'm well aware I could say that, and then you're going to look up, they're going to have like 35 assists, and they're going to be moving the ball. Because, look, after you blow an 18-point lead on your home court, Ime Udoka is reaming them, showing them that tape, being like, is anybody going to pass the ball here?
Yeah, there's only 3 guys when I look on this roster who are like, I think are probably willing role players, and they only played one of them the other night. Jacques Landale played 10 minutes. He knows what he is. Like, right? He knows what he is.
How could he not?
The other two.
How could he not?
Exactly. Jeff Green and Jayshawn Tate, like, they just didn't even play.
Well, I think they're expecting Steven Adams, right?
Expecting Adams.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see Steve-O.
I mean, unless he's just bullying Zach Edey.
Well, that's certainly possible.
That wouldn't be good.
Edey, just turn around. You just got to turn around.
All you have to do is turn around, and then everything's going to be fine, right? I am excited to see what they look like tonight. I am. I will say, you gave those free throw numbers on the show. It was one of the things that I talked about today on the mismatch that I recorded with Jacoby earlier today, where I said I really hope that we're not doing this again, where I'm going to watch all of these games at the beginning of the season, and the product is just going to be threes and free throws, and then we're going to get to later in the season, and then you're going to see this, like, massive adjustment to the way the games are called, et cetera. And I went back and looked at last year when, you remember, this all became a topic, where it was like, all these teams are going to the free throw line all the time, and the scoring's gotten crazy and everything, and then things changed dramatically, and I had forgotten when I went to, like, I don't think we remember. And everybody liked it for the product. Everybody thought the product was better.
Yes.
As they were, because there's more flow to the game. People aren't playing, they're not standing at the free throw line. And I don't know if you remember this happening. There was a game last year in April between the Bucks and the Celtics that set the NBA record for free throws in a game. 2.
Oh, that's right.
2.
I love that.
2. There was a game here.
There was a game here
where the Grizzlies played Charlotte.
Yeah.
And through 3 quarters, Charlotte had not been to the free throw line one time.
I remember that.
0 free throws through 3 quarters.
I remember that.
And there were other games throughout that second half of the season. So I'm not trying to get to that extreme. I just want there to be a happy medium.
Yeah, there's got to be a balance here.
The other night, we watched a game where the Grizzlies played, and it was 70.
Yeah,
70-something.
I think both teams taking between 10 and 15 free throws a game is perfect. I think that's perfect.
More than that.
No,
but
10 to 15, that's perfect.
Do you know that did happen in the Nuggets OKC game last night?
I know.
Low.
By the way, that game, I watched.
26 combined free throws in the game.
Beautiful. The game moved. I wanted to ask you.
That Jokic team looked like his friggin' it looked like his Euroball team, where it's like him and just a bunch of dudes.
So that's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask you, because you recorded Ringer this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it hadn't come out yet. So I didn't. Yeah. So it wasn't there when I woke up. So, do you think that was more about Denver and the fact they've lost over the last 2 years? Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, the role guys on
Denver.
that team. Or is it more
No,
that,
I think it's
that
Denver.
Oklahoma City's going to be a juggernaut?
No, I think both can be true.
Okay.
I think Denver is going to take a step back, and Oklahoma City could be a juggernaut.
Yeah.
I think both are true, right? How good did Chet look?
Holy crap, Chet looked awesome. Dude, he looked awesome. I don't think we did. We looked at Oklahoma City and thought, well, they got Caruso, they added Hartenstein too. Like, man, they were already really good. We didn't take into account, that big guy could get better. Like, he can get a lot better.
That was his first time through the league last year.
Right.
It is kind of crazy. Chet looked amazing, and Wemby did not.
No.
Wemby looked like a dud last night against Dallas.
Yeah.
It's crazy to watch.
It was.
Again, it's all first impression stuff, and now we'll get to vastly overreact. I hope that this – look, if they lose at Houston, I can't go back on what I said. I said when they went on this 2-game road trip, I would be over the moon at 2-0. I'd be totally fine with 1-1, and I'd be super disappointed at 0-2. Well, they've got one in the bag. If they lose this, I'm not gonna crater. But I certainly want them to have some good feelings going to the Orlando game, because that second half of back-to-back tomorrow night against Orlando, because that'll be a good crowd there tomorrow night. It'll be super fun.
Slammed.
I will say, Devin texts us as he is doing his reporting on the job pop-ups, and he went over to the one at like Southland Mall or wherever it was, and he said all they have is shoes.
Okay.
Because he went to go look for like the new Jaw 2 gear or whatever else. But anyway, they've got those new Nightmares, the red Jaws. Those are up on the website right now. They've also got like some red hoodies that say 12 on them, and I guess whatever the new Jaw 2 line of stuff, gear stuff, is up there already. I'm glad I mentioned this when Brian Edwards is on about the Cowboys and the 49ers, and about how there's never been a year where we would not be talking about this throughout the week.
There was the one year where we had Andy Dalton against Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
But I still think we talked trash because our teams hadn't played in a long time.
Yeah, and I'm going to put this on myself. I haven't wanted to talk any trash to you about this.
I haven't wanted to either.
But I will say, all I'm going to say is this. If the Cowboys win on Sunday night, I won't be super annoying about it on Monday.
I'm sure.
Because I haven't. Why won't you believe me? I haven't talked about the game a lot going into this.
Because you're super annoying when the Cowboys beat anybody.
Well, hold on now. Why would you think?
Because I've worked with you for 17 years.
You think that if the Cowboys
18 years,
you think if the Cowboys win that I will be super annoying on Monday?
Yes.
Look, I'm not going to be. You'll just have to take me at my word.
Okay.
All I ask is that you don't be super annoying if the 49ers win.
No, I won't be.
You won't. Okay. Good.
I don't think I ever really am. I don't think I'm bad when we beat y'all.
I disagree.
Because we've beaten y'all a lot recently. So
Here we go.
No, but I haven't been bad about it. I have not been bad about it.
Well, part of that is because we have a more recent Super Bowl victory. That's part of it. We do. Facts are facts. The Cowboys have won the Super Bowl since the 49ers.
Right.
Now, you could say, yeah, but we've been to the Super Bowl. Who cares? Second place loser.
Yeah, we lose.
All right, you lose.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of us have any hopes anyway. So
no, I just get to the bye week, and maybe
I would tell you
we're betting on. This is what it feels like we're betting on. We're trying to, because John Lynch said Christian McCaffrey and Dre Greenlaw are both going to return this year. I'm like, okay, so we're banking on a guy with 2 sore Achilles and a guy who's coming off a torn Achilles to save everything. Oh, this will go wonderful.
You are about to experience, look, and maybe you can get a win going into the bye week, but I will tell you, especially after the Cowboys-Lions game, that bye week last week, just so needed. I don't mean for the team. I mean for me.
For you.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that was the best Sunday in a while.
Yeah.
I
love the bye week.
I was up that morning. My wife was like, what time is the Cowboys game today? Are you guys going to your dad's? And I said, they don't play today. This is going to be such a great day. This is going to be great. And it was. It was truly great. And now at least it's Sunday night. I'll get to enjoy my Sunday beforehand.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Grizzlies can win on Saturday night, so it'll make for a good Sunday. First 10,000 are going to get the bucket hat tomorrow night. There's a Nike pop-up, a job pop-up, the whole thing going on. There's a big party on the plaza before the game tomorrow night. So we will see you at the game. If we don't, we will talk to you on Monday. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Gary Parrish. Thanks to Brian Edwards. Thanks to John Rosa across the glass. Thanks to Jacob back in the studio. Until Monday, we gone.